this is what my online, or not online, but my software looks like, okay? And this is just for practitioners, but if I start a new file, I don't want to get too over everyone's head, but we'll just put father doe, mother doe. Okay. Now we're going to put one child. We're going to pick the amount of wages for each. So let's just say that dad makes $10,000 a month and mom makes $2,000 a month. This is their gross. There's consideration, and this is why the online calculator is not as specific or reliable, because there's little things you can manipulate, like your tax filing status and things like that. But let's just take it from the basics, which is the gross income. Then we have deductions. So we'll put, let's just say that dad pays, we'll say $500 a month for health insurance for him and the child. And we'll say that the child shares $250, so half of that. And then mom pays, we'll say $300 a month for her own health insurance. We'll leave dental out. Childcare, this is what I was saying. You can put in who pays for childcare, but that's a varying cost. So we will keep that out. There's not going to be alimony in this example, but we'll talk about how alimony could affect child support. And there's not going to be any mandatory retirement contributions or union dues. So that's it. So it's pretty straightforward if we're just using the income levels. Then I got to go back into the how many overnights they each have. So let's just say in this scenario that they split custody or timeshare 50-50. Okay, so now in this example, if I take you down to this summary, which is the easiest, you could see mom's gross wages, dad's gross wages, and see there's a disparity there of $8,000 a month. That's a pretty large disparity in their income levels. So even though they have 50-50 timeshare, and even though dad is paying for the child's health insurance, you can see how their net incomes are so different. Dad's take home is $7,882 a month, whereas mom's is $1,483. And because of that disparity, even though they have 50-50 timeshare, you can see here down at the bottom that dad is still paying $675 a month to mom for child support. So that's just a really super basic example of how child support guidelines work. I feel like the visual kind of helps break it down a little bit. The issue of alimony, okay, so if alimony is an issue in your case and there's alimony being paid from one parent to the other, that will affect the child support because alimony is treated like income. So actually, let's just use that same example and I'll show you. If I go back to this page where I'm putting in the information, let's say that in this case, dad is also paying mom alimony, and I'll have a separate webinar on what alimony is, but that's spousal support. So it's unrelated to the child. This is for husband to pay the wife for financial support. Let's say that he's paying her $1,000 a month in alimony. You can see, oh, well, that didn't work. Hold on. This is paid by father. Here we go. So father is paying mother $1,000 a month. And you can see down at the bottom that it changed the child support down to $425 owed by father. So it pretty drastically reduced his child support because what happened is, did I share my screen? Hold on. Hopefully you can see that. So I put in here that dad is paying mom $1,000 a month in alimony, which then reduces his child support paid to her. Because what happens in that situation is now mom's income went from $2,000 a month gross up to $3,000 a month because the alimony is treated for her like income and it's a deduction to the father. So alimony considerations will always come before child support calculations. And alimony, again, we'll do a separate webinar on that, but alimony is only applicable in divorce cases. It's not for paternity cases. So if you're not married, it's not even going to be an issue. Okay, so this person's asking, what should I do if one of the parents isn't paying child support? It kind of depends on what kind of case you have. But let's just say that child support hasn't been established yet and you've never been married. So let's just say that mom has a child with dad. They were never married, and dad's not paying support, and mom wants to establish support for the child. Mom has a couple different options. If she qualifies in the state of Florida, we have Department of Revenue. The Department of Revenue is free services for a person to establish and enforce child support payments. If the parent doesn't qualify for Department of Revenue services, and I won't get into the specifics on how to qualify, but if you don't qualify and you need to hire private counsel like me, you would hire a private attorney, and you would either have to file, depending on the situation, well, you'd probably in that situation have to just file a petition to establish paternity and to establish child support. So you're basically opening up a new legal action to get that established.